Yeah, I don't know why I'm waiting on you to intro us in for some stupid reason. Hi, Internet! I don't know why I did that.
His reasons.
Yeah. Hi, folks. It's TGSR for the week. Via me instead of Tommy because Internet being dumb at the moment, so I have to do this.
Yeah.
So if things don't look right, that would be why. Because it turns out I never had the stuff as a backup in case this happened.
I mean, to be fair, close enough.
Yeah. Also, we have to rely on my iTunes playlist because I don't have the stuff set up to do the music thing you do.
Yeah.
So enjoy whatever ends up in the shuffle playlist of my iTunes, of the playlist I have specifically for stream stuff. So yeah, we are doing 29 through 32 of Deno for the week. Unfortunately, it's the last two episodes for a specific character, which makes me sad because I was really enjoying them, and now they're gone.
Yeah.
But any thoughts before we get into the episodes proper?
No, I'm still enjoying it, and
Yeah,
I also kind of like this batch because it feels like we're actually starting to do a thing that kind of is needed to be done.
yeah, we're getting progression, which is nice. But we shall kick off with episode 29, Lucky Horror Show. So our Imagine crew, they're all trying to possess Ryotaro at the same time, like they do in climax form, because that sounds like a smart idea. So they're all trying to do it. They can't figure it out until Naomi shoots a starting pistol, and they all look at her at the same time, and then they all go poof into Ryotaro. Because apparently the thing they need to be is all on the same page for exactly 5 seconds in order for it to work.
Apparently.
But they get into hijinks of them swapping in and out. That almost kills Ryotaro! So they all have to eject out real quick because that was a terrible decision. We're not doing that again. Because if he dies, we die. If I recall correctly.
Yes.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Yuto and Deneb, they're talking about how we've got 2 cards left for them. And then we find out that a local haunted house set up by the chairman of the community neighborhood thing. I forgot specifically what it is because it doesn't matter. But he set up a haunted house that if you get through the haunted house, you get a tea date with Ari. So everybody's on board with this. Ryotaro wrangles the Imagine crew in on this because I guess he knows better to not let anyone else win this because it will probably end disastrously. I assume, at least. Hana isn't on this because it's a challenge. You know, it's a shame she doesn't really get a whole lot in these 2 episodes, considering it's her final 2 episodes. Because I think
True.
as soon as she goes in and decks this one dude, she's done for the entire episode.
Thanks for that, actually.
Yeah. And Deneb is here because I don't want someone else to take Ari from Yuto, even though wrong Yuto. Also, Yuto doesn't know that Deneb's here for plot reasons. But our Imagine lineup, they drew straws, or in this case cards, to see who goes first, and it's Uteros, Momotaros, Kentaros, Ryuteros, who is very sad he gets to be last, and essentially gets to do nothing all episode.
I mean, he gets to make up for it, kind of,
In
on
the back.
next one.
Yeah. But Hana ends up going first of our trio. She is immediately scared by the first person in there, and she punches the shit out of him and runs, which disqualifies her because you are not allowed to hurt the people scaring you in a haunted house. Which, to be fair, Hana should have realized you can't deck them. But that is her disqualified and done for the episode. Uteros takes over Ryutaro for the start of this and just walks through the whole thing without a care in the world until Momotaros tags in when they get to where the school is in this area, because it's an abandoned school that this haunted house is set up in. But he tags in, rushes through it. I think he actually pushes someone or punches them, which I think should disqualify him, but I guess it doesn't. I'm pretty sure Ryutaro commits violence through one of the Imagine against an employee.
Yeah.
But he makes it into the school, but he is stopped by the Taco Bell dog! And he is scared by Taco Bell dog. I cannot help but find this hilarious. And I refuse to acknowledge it as anything else but the Taco Bell dog. Even though it's just a chihuahua.
I mean, fair.
But at this point, Kentaros tags in. He politely puts the dog on a windowsill, which, bear in mind, this isn't an actual chihuahua, it's a stuffed chihuahua. He kindly just puts it on on like a windowsill and it's just like, stay here, it's dangerous. And then keeps going, shoves a couple employees, walks into one of the classrooms, and is dunked by a bucket of water on the door frame and disqualified. Therefore, Ryotaro and gang are out. Team is now sad, but then Momotaros goes, oh, there's an Imagine here. We didn't notice because Deneb was here. I guess they don't have specific sense, I guess?
Except I feel like they might, because Deneb never left.
True. But he alerts Ryutaro, who has to go in after the contract holder, who goes in at this point. But he's chasing him down. Deneb is in the haunted house and is scared and alerts Yuto that he is scared, and Yuto transforms and heads off to rescue him, burning one of his cars. That will set up the following episode. But the Imagine beats up some guy who was in here, finds a skull. Apparently this is a dead body of a guy that our contract holder accidentally murdered. So since he has destroyed the body, contract complete, he heads back into the past. Ryotaro finds him. We find out about this whole thing. He goes back into the past. They go fight the Imagine. We do climax because we have to build up the climax now. Because we have to get everybody on the same page in order to do it. And then the fight is over in exactly 5 seconds. Which I don't know how to feel about that.
Fair.
Like, I don't super mind Climax being kind of just a finisher because it's got 4 different finishers that we'll see over the course of these episodes and last week's episode, so there's a nice variety of ways he can finish a fight. But still, it feels like we should get more with Climax. But Climax finishes off the Imagine, and then we see that the guy that is supposed to be a corpse is the guy in charge of the maze and stuff, who didn't die and hid a body in the school in order to make the guy believe that he was dead. Therefore, when he set up this horror maze, he could find the person that knocked him out, and he could get arrested like a year later, I guess. I think. Or maybe it was like a couple months later. I didn't pay attention to the date. But contract holder gets arrested. He is happy he did not do murder. He did not do a murder, so he is happy about that. Unfortunately, Deneb and Yuto are not happy with each other. And that's where we end the episode. And we continue into episode 30, Madam, how about the fireworks? So, the trains are parked next to each other, and Yuto hops on board the Denliner to ask Hana where Deneb is, because he's not on the Zero Liner. I find it weird that they act surprised that Yuto's here, even though the trains are parked next to each other. And the only time they park next to each other is when one of them wants to get on board the other. So how did they not know that Yuto was hopping on board?
Plot.
I guess.
I mean, that's the only answer.
Yeah. But, so that prompts everyone to start looking for Deneb. But meanwhile, at the Milk Dipper, it is currently a crime scene! Because Ari made Mystery Food X from Persona 4, and the cops were called by Ryotaro because it smelled like a corpse. I assume. We don't get described what the smell is. I can assume it is a dead body. Or something worse. But the two of them end up fighting, so they proceed to throw objects at each other, and now they're sitting with their backs to each other on opposite ends of the Milk Dipper, while the Tweedles explain all of this to us. So we are informed. At some point, Ryotaro heads out. He almost falls over on his bike because he got a puncture. Except Deneb saves him! And then slips on a banana peel that is right next to his bike, so they both fall over anyway. And Deneb asks Ryotaro if he can make a contract with him, because he doesn't want to serve Yuto anymore, because he fucked up super bad, and he feels really bad about it, and he just wants to get away from his problems. But Ryotaro tells him, A, I can't do that. Because I'm pretty sure he can't anyway. Because I don't think they've ever specified that he can't contract with more than 5 Imagine, but 4's already pushing it, I feel like.
Yeah. Big time.
Mm-hmm. But he also tells Deneb, hey, just go talk to Yuto about this. It's fine. Even though Deneb proceeds to tell us that the cards are important for non-disclosed reasons that we won't get to for 2.5 more episodes. Kind of.
I mean, they're important to him.
Yeah. They are important
because.
Yeah. They're important because. Meanwhile, Adamajin contracts a local fireworks worker, so Momo tags in to fight it. It doesn't go well because Deneb ends up shooting Deno by mistake. And then the Imagine... I kind of like that the Imagine flies off, only to fly back in to shoot at them and then leave. Like, it wasn't enough that it got away. It had to put salt in the wound and then leave. But at the hospital, Ryotaro catches up with the fireworks worker. We find out that he changed jobs because reasons, and that caused the falling out with him, his wife, and his very young child. That is, like, probably less than a year old in this flashback, and then is walking in this episode. So, apparently it's been a while. So once we're one of those times where I feel like I should have paid attention to the date on the train ticket, and I didn't.
I mean, same.
But yeah, he just wanted his wife to see his fireworks. So that's the contract. The Imagine ends up kidnapping the wife and showing her fireworks, and then kidnaps this guy after he tries to, like, go back to work to prep the fireworks, so he could dump him in an alley so he could go back in the past. Ryotaro and Den and Momo spot this. They hop on the train after it just goes rolling past them for some reason. I don't know why. It's the first time it's ever done that. But while this is happening, Deneb got a talking to from Momo to go talk to Yuto about his problems. So he goes to Yuto, apologizes. Yuto's like, it's not a big deal, tosses the card to emphasize you're more important than this card, even though at the end of this episode, they're searching through this entire riverbank to find it, which, wouldn't that sink immediately once it gets in the river? Because this doesn't look like a fast river.
I mean, it looked like when they threw it, it sunk as soon as it went in the river.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure that didn't go very far.
Yeah, unless a fish or something picked it up and carried it. Yeah, it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, they'll be doing that at the end of the episode. But back in the past, Deno catches up with the Imagine. We get Climax again, beat up Imagine, blow it up with missiles and lasers and stuff, and it's done. So we come to the end of the episode where at the night, the guy meets up with his family, reconciles, our siblings reconcile. Hana is there in what is literally her final appearance in this show, in an episode where she did nothing, which makes me incredibly sad. And that's the episode. And like I said, this is Yuriko Shiratori, who is Hana's actor, or actress in this case. This is her final appearance. She left the show at this point due to health issues. From what I've read, it was just the work schedule for Ryder just got to her, and she had to leave. She is fine. She's currently retired from acting. I think she's a model at this point. I forgot exactly what she's doing at the moment. But she has retired. So we will most likely never be seeing her as Hana again. Which is also sad, because Hana was a thing I liked about the show, and now it's gone. And now our dynamic of the Imagine, or the Denliner crew, is kind of radically altered, because we don't have this person as who she is. Because while Hana's actress is leaving, Hana the character is still here. As mentioned in, I think, the second episode in the back half, Hana's around. She was apparently busy with other stuff for these next two episodes because she does not appear in the next two episodes. But we will be seeing her next week because they've had to replace her with a small child. Because the only way they've thought of around this was de-age Hana. So she is now played by a small child, trying to do everything that Hana normally does. We'll see how well that goes next week.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet it will not work as well. But how'd you feel about our first half?
Uh, I mean, I feel like it's kind of a crappy way of a send off, but at the same time, it might not have been by choice.
No, from what it seems like, it was just she's got to leave at some point, and this is probably during the filming of these episodes is when the decision got made, because she's barely in these 2 episodes, where she was actually more active in our last batch in the movie.
Yeah.
So the decision probably happened in the midst of these 2 episodes being filmed. Therefore, everything she was going to do in these 2 episodes was cut. Outside of, hey, you're here for the start and the end of both of these episodes. Actually, no.
And that also makes me wonder if these were maybe supposed to be 2-parters, and because of that, they had to kind of cut it back.
Yeah, we speed through the plots on these ones super fast, which feels odd for Deno at this point.
I mean, I get we're getting closer to the end. So, yeah, we probably do need to knock off the taking our time on it.
But we also follow this with a 2-parter, so...
Yeah, so that's where I'm like, yeah, I feel like that might have been we kind of had to shuffle stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sad. No Hana, which means no chance of her becoming a writer, even though
there was no chance to begin with.
Yeah. Okay. I have to tell this, and you're probably going to think I'm a bit stupid. So, you know how I told you that the writer wiki's got that, sourcing that said Hana was the Deno of her timeline?
Yes.
So I tried to find the actual magazine that they source.
And how did that work for you?
I could not find scans of the source. But for $3 plus shipping, I think I could order that magazine and attempt to try to Google Translate on my phone the information somewhere in this magazine. It is not the first time I have thought of going, fuck it, why not, on something like this. I tried to see if I could get a Tackle Gombaride card to see if she had an emblem on the back that was her own, or if it was the Stronger the Series emblem. So, tune in the future where maybe I have made a terrible decision and attempted to order this back catalog magazine in order to verify the fucking writer wiki, because I'm a bit too stupid for my own good. And a bit too stubborn as well. Any other thoughts?
No.
Alright then, we kick off with episode 31 then, I Need You. So, we've got an Imagine dangling a man off a crane, as Yuto and Den arrive. They try to fight the Imagine. Yuto hesitates on transforming because he's down to 1 card. He doesn't want to burn it just yet. And also for other reasons, as we'll get to. But the Imagine hops back through, and the guy's about to fall. But Ryotaro and Kentaro show up. They save the guy, and they head back to handle the Imagine. Quick work of that. But we also still don't get an explanation of what the cards are. But back at the Milk Dipper, as Ryotaro arrives, some folks are trying to repossess or trying to take everything from the shop in the shop itself as collateral for a loan that Ari took out, apparently. And she is incredibly calm about this, which... Okay, did she actually take out this loan, or was it just this shithead that shows up later trying to manipulate her?
I feel like it was that one.
Okay. I'm like, why did she take out a 10 million yen loan for the shop?
Yeah, I mean, especially when the Tweedles are apparently keeping her in business.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But as they're trying to take possession of stuff, they try to take the telescope when Ritro runs off with it, and they give chase. But their boss shows up and gets his goons in line, and then talks to Ari. And he mentions the older Yuto, and she has that, like, I don't know who you're talking about, maybe, possibly, kind of vaguely, like, maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. But he clearly does, which is the first time besides Ryotaro we've run into that situation. We also find out that he's behind all of this because he wants to force Ari to marry him. Because of fucking course, yet another shithead gotta be after her for some stupid fucking reason. But he leaves her the ring and heads to his office. Ari takes the ring in the box and goes right after him because she ain't letting the shit ride for much longer. Ryotaro tries to go after him, can't. Ryotaro's rightfully is fucking pissed and wants to take this man's head off. I'm almost willing to let this goblin child have a murder on the house on this one because this man deserves it. Because for once, Ryotaros is in the right.
Yeah.
But, Ryotaro manages to put a leash on him of going, look, if I need you, I'll call you. For now, chill. We'll figure this out. But at the office, we see an Imagine contract with the guy as Ari shows up. She's talking with him as the Imagine distracts Ryotaro by going, hi, I'm over here, come fight me. And he has to send Yuto after Ari to be like, make sure nothing bad happens to her, please. But Denon is sent to follow Deno, just in case something goes wrong. And as it turns out, it does! Because this Imagine can split in half. So he ambushes Ryotaros and kicks the ever-loving shit out of both him and Ryotaro. Meanwhile, Ari rightly tells this man to fuck off in the most polite way possible. And is just like, no, you will get your money back. I am not marrying you, you fucking shit statement of a human being. He's pissed about this, keeps ranting on about the older Yuto. It's like, he's dead, he's out of the way, I thought I could get in on this, since he's gone. And Ari continues to have that just 1,000-yard stare of just like, I know this, but I don't know this, and I don't know why. But we see Yuto's fighting through this guy's goons as he goes through the building. And we end on the episode with Ryotaro's almost dead because these Imagine have him on the ground. Which takes us to our final episode, episode 32, Last Train, Card 0. Deneb ends up making the save and evacs the pair. And for once, everyone's worried about Ryotaros. Like, they actually called him they're literally treating him like their goblin child. I don't know where this development happened, but I'm kind of okay with this. That, the whole climax stuff has just kind of made Ryotaro a part of the team now instead of the odd one out.
Yeah, that is kind of a good thing.
Yeah. Because the rest of the Imagine are pissed that both of them got the shit kicked out of them because of this, and they want blood. Fair.
Yeah.
But Yuto shows up and immediately punches the shit out of this guy. Good on you, Yuto. You're doing good. But this gets him and Ari out, and as this guy's leaving, the Imagine just straight up possesses him because it's like, I'm kidnapping Ari to get Den-O to show up so I can kick the shit out of him again. But the Ryos are dropped off on the train as the Denliner crew is planning their next move, when Yuto is filled in on this by Deneb, who gets him to at least send some flowers to Ryotaro, who's recovering in a hospital later. And that night, Naomi is the one hopping off the train to drop off some fruits and stuff, and mention that Hana's busy dealing with other stuff, therefore not appearing in this episode. I believe throughout this episode we get this whole thing about whether or not it's a good thing that Ari doesn't remember Yuto, what the whole deal with memory thing is, and it's once more leading into what Den-O's time travel is, which I don't want to talk about until the show explains it, but I don't know what episode it is. But I have thought of an analogy that perfectly encapsulates Den-O's time travel logic. So, we'll get there. We can talk about it once we get to the end of this episode. My dog's running about, trying to figure out what he wants. Came in here to drop a tree fall off my bed, leave, and then come back for it, and run away with it again. My dog is a very strange creature sometimes. But in the episode, Yuto drops by the milk dipper the next day, finds the Tweedles beaten up, and finds out that Ari's been kidnapped. So Yuto and Deneb head to the location instead of Ryotaro because he's beaten up. We'll handle this. When Ryotaro finds out about this, he heads out anyway, with Momotaro's helping him get out of the hospital, and the two of them are following after. Deneb's possessing Yuto to fight the Imagine, or fight the guy that's possessed, until the other Imagine shows up, so he has to hop out. So he's fighting the two of them until Ryotaro and Momotaro show up. They transform into Den-O. So it's 2v2 for a little bit, so Yuto can go get Ari. And when he runs into her, we see her reminiscing about stars and stuff, and then she's almost remembering older Yuto. And current Yuto here kind of is just staring at this, because I assume he's thinking about what he's going to have to do here in a little bit, and going, I guess, weighing the consequences of it, as we'll see.
Which I mean, for good reason, too.
Yeah. But Deneb and Den-O are on their last leg when Yuto shows up. He uses the final card to go Zeranos. So Den-O and Zeranos beat the shit out of the Imagine, blow them up. And Ari is saved, but as we end the episode, both Ari and Shithead Guy completely forget older Yuto. They don't even know who he is. Which, I guess, finally kind of tells us what the cards are doing. Which, I guess, would you like to hear what Den-O's time travel logic is?
I guess.
Essentially, you know the thing about if a tree falls down in the forest and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound?
Yeah.
That is Den-O's time travel logic. because it works off people's memories. So, if someone forgets that something happened, or if something happened and no one remembers it, did it actually happen?
Hmm.
Because in Deno's case, everything happens, regardless. Like, time happens, shit happens. What changes is people's memories of it. If people forget about it, then it doesn't matter if it happened or not, it won't affect them. That's the difference. That's what makes Singularity Points unique. They remember regardless of what happens. Even though Hana's timeline is absolutely destroyed, she remembers her timeline. So that is the time travel logic Den-O operates by. Which, in this case, Zeranos' cards are powered by the memories of other people older Yuto has met. And it robs people of those memories in order to give him the ability to become a rider. And that's a finite amount of memories. Which means Yuto has a finite amount of times that he can become Den-O. Or become Zeranos. I don't know why I said Den-O. And if you remember Heisei Generations Forever, guess what that time travel logic worked by? Do you remember Let's Go Kamen Rider? That's also their time travel logic there. It's why I will die on the hill that Heisei Generations Forever is a Den-O tribute and not a Double and Kuga tribute, as it is written. Because the written version of that movie does not tribute either of those shows. It very clearly tributes Den-O through and through. To the point it fully operates on Den-O's time travel logic. And references previous Den-O movies. Yeah, that's our back half of the episodes. How'd you feel about them?
I like the fact that we got a story-driven match.
Yeah.
Because that, yeah. It's one of those... I get we've kind of been playing towards stuff like this the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice to finally see why we've been playing towards all of this.
Mm-hmm. We're finally getting progression in the show. Yay!
I don't know if it's so much just progression as if it's more of a case of seeing what the progression so far has kind of bared kind of deal.
Yeah. But Den-O remains good. I am happy we are watching Good Rider Show while also having the Good Rider Show live.
Yeah.
It's nice to have double Good Rider.
Because oddly enough, yeah, they haven't whiffed it so far for Revise. I unfortunately have to add that so far.
Yeah. Of course, people are not happy about a Demon's driver release.
Oh boy.
It is Premium Bandai only, and the price tag is $100.
Mm.
That is more expensive than the Revised driver and presumably the two-side driver. By a good mile. Huh. And being Premium Bandai exclusive means it's not coming out till February, and it will be a pain in the butt to get a hold of in the States. But apparently it's got like 64 individual LEDs to make up the screen and stuff, and can memorize up to 4 vice stamps. At the same time, mind you, and might have all the vice stamps programmed into it because that screen on the front will show what's stamped. Like we've seen from the premium Bandai listing, it recognizes the Bada stamp, and presumably it will recognize the others. Well, and all that entails, who knows? We'll have to wait till we get more of demons in this case. But any other thoughts?
No.
All right, then. Thursday, we continue Metroid Dread and see how far I can get into the game. Or how much further I can get into the game. Friday, we end Four Swords Adventure? Question mark? Hopefully.
God, I hope so.
Yeah. Saturday, we're talking shop with the video games. And Sunday, we continue to know by meeting a replacement for Hana. Dubbed Kohana, because small child. So, between now and then, if you like what you're seeing, drop a follow. Really appreciate it. Chipping away at that affiliate goal. At TGSoon on Twitter gets you updates coming live. Next mission point, Discord and chat. Get your Discord link. Drop by. Say hi. See you Thursday, folks.